Let's begin with the sandbags on Bananana. No. On the left is the attacker's point of view, on the right, the camper. We've already discovered something important. People walking up Banana can easily see your head, and if you're camped in the corner behind these sandbags, you'll be completely oblivious to it. It's best to be crouched in the corner for this reason. But that doesn't end your troubles due to peeker's advantage. In short, the person who's furthest away from the corner has the upper hand. In this case, it's most definitely the attacker. In fact, your head is visible long before the attacker gets close to you. Yet another reason to use crouch. The only downside of it is that it makes your weapon stick out a lot more. Since enemies are going to be running past you at this point here, all weapons will give you away eventually, but I believe the Galil is the magic cutoff length here and should help keep you hidden both when stood and when crouched until the enemy is close to you. If stealth is your top priority, stare where the sandbags meet the wall, and I suspect that many people who only half check this corner won't notice you, as it makes you very difficult to spot. This applies to both teams. If you're trying to hide from people in Bombsite B, this isn't the best choice. They can see you long before you can see them, and there's not exactly an escape route. You are better hidden if you look at the wall or where the fence meets the wall, but then of course you can't see approaching enemies. Interestingly, the terrorist model is a lot better at hiding in this corner than CTs are. Either way, you'll probably be spotted by people passing by, so it's not the best hidey hole. But if you really have to use this corner, any weapon shorter than the M4A1S won't poke around the corner before your fat body does. While we're on Banana, this spot here is interesting. It favours the terrorist position since there is almost no position that CTs can approach from without being seen first. If, as CT, you stand too close to the pillar, the terrorist has the peeker's advantage. Stand too far away and your shadow will be seen. The one way to check for campers is to jump here, which will reveal the terrorist's head, but if he's crouched then he will remain hidden. As for the length of the weapon, you can use any, including the AWP. The pillar hides the end of it from view until you yourself are visible. This is probably a spot that you thought of using but then decided against, but it's actually very effective. But only for terrorists. If you crouch and look into the corner, particularly as a terrorist without a bomb on its back, you're hidden unless a player is stood in the archway or is about to run past you. It's a risky location, yes, but if you keep your top left corner showing Banana, then you have as much chance of spotting enemies as they do of seeing you. You can even get a headshot against CTs and they won't even be able to see your face. Once again, the CT model isn't quite as well concealed in this spot, particularly if he has a defuse kit, but it could still make for a surprising and unexpected position. This spot's fairly simple. As an attacker, try to remain as far away from the camper as possible and you'll be able to see them before they see you. The AWP, SSG08 and G3SG1 will all give away the camper's position. The M4A1S or shorter will be okay. Let's move up towards the bomb site and get onto this beautiful position. As you'd expect, you're somewhat limited with what kind of weapon you can hold here. Looking into the wall will allow you to hide even the M4A1S, but if you want your crosshair trained on the corner as enemies come around, the weapon of choice has to be the M4A4. Even then, if against the far wall, terrorists will still spot you first, but only if they're thorough with their checks. But here's the thing, if I compare it to the Deagle, a gun of similar length, you can see just how much the M4A4 tucks your character model in. This is so good that I'm going to give my much sought after Would Bang award to the M4A4. And on the other side is another spot, but it's not very good since attackers can see you well before you can see them. As well as that, if you choose to have an AWP while standing here, then firstly you're an idiot, and secondly, it sticks through the wall a long way and shows everybody where you are. The longest weapon you can get away with here is the Negev, which happens to be the one that could actually be half decent in this location. And then let's travel all the way down to the bottom of Banana again because I didn't plan this video very well. Also, apologies for the frame rate on the terrorist cam. Turns out that AMD's video capture technology isn't quite up there with Nvidia's. As he slowly and very jerkily turns around, you can see that he is most hidden when he offers his supple, vulnerable behind to the CTs. Use at your own risk. Now to the bomb site. There are a lot of spots here, so forgive me if I miss any. We'll start with the fountain pond thing. CTs are very nicely hidden if they stick close enough to this thing in the middle, particularly on the side nearest Banana. From here they don't have much time to shoot terrorists rushing in, but have the element of surprise. Everybody knows of this spot and for good reason. It's next to impossible to see people standing here until you're on the site itself, and even then, unless you're a long way away, your shadow will be seen by players camping here. The bit further back isn't as predictable but sucks massively since you're not very well hidden in comparison. But once again, attackers approaching from nearby will have their shadows betray them. This dark area is evil. Crouched down and looking at the wall, counter-terrorists are nigh on invisible until you get close to them, since from a distance their body blends in with the foot of the pillar. Could we have found a place where CTs have the upper hand over terrorists? Nope. Turns out that terrorists are even better hidden thanks to their dull brown colours and thinner profile. crime definitely pays. Nah, I don't think that's going to fool anybody. Construction is a place full of pee against the wall locations, where tucking yourself in a corner, crouching down and staring at the floor may be enough to keep you alive. I've never liked spots like these because they always seem to catch me out, yet never work when I try them out myself. But I'll quickly skip through some of them. Hiding in this corner is good. You can see enemies approaching from their shadow long before they can spot you. But it's kind of predictable and there's no escape. Next gen players may want to try the other side of the door. It's important to be looking in the right direction for this to work, and unfortunately terrorists have the advantage in all places like these. If you get seen, you're screwed, but who even knew that this corner existed? Same with this location. Once again, staring into the corner is the most effective strategy. Looking at the edge will reveal your weapon regardless of which one you have equipped. These spots are for stealth only. Same sort of corner, but on the other side of construction, you can see how useful crouching is for remaining hidden. I'm going to feel even less safe the next time I have to walk through this area. These sandbags are a classic spot. You can't be seen from behind them, though be wary of people jumping to catch a glimpse of your head. Crouching prevents this. Longer weapons can be seen if you're looking in an obvious direction, but stick to your pistol or look towards the centre of the sandbags and you'll be fine. Upon leaving construction, there's a small corner here. Provided you have your crosshair trained on the edge, then you can even get away with the M4A1S here. Just don't wriggle it about. Don't move at all actually, since your shadow is more likely to give you away. And how about this classic corner here? Your weapon choice doesn't matter here and it's pretty good for spotting enemies before they see you. As an attacker, if armed with an AWP, they can spot you from your shadow from a remarkable distance. Be careful. I hope this video has unshrouded some of the corners on Inferno for you. And remember, your weapon choice matters. See a list of them, from shortest to longest, in the description of this video.